Hey lads, how's it going? It's your boy Brad here, and today I kind of have a really big theory video for you guys. It's probably going to be as big, or if not, depending how you think about it, bigger than my storyline video. It has a lot to do with that storyline video. It's just I found out a lot more information that adds to that theory video. But before this video starts, I do want to say that Zombie Squads does have apparel. We have hoodies and jerseys, and we do have more coming on the way. The hoodies and jerseys are made out of premium materials, that basically what you see all the pro players using and wearing. And if you guys do decide to buy our apparel, make sure you use code ZS at checkout. I will have the link in the description, or if you don't want to click off the video, just go to gummy.gg and you won't have to go and look in the description for it. Okay, so let's start off this theory, and to really start this off, we have to look at this coin in Blood of the Dead. If you go to the brew machine by spawn and look at the coin slot, you will see a coin. And some of you guys know that I've been talking about this coin for a while, especially if you're part of Zombie Squads or the Fractured Zombies team. You guys will know that I have been researching this coin basically since the game came out, because I noticed it and then I decided to see what it was for, and then I would go into different game modes and you wouldn't be able to see it. And if in this coin you see a guy wearing a wolf hat. Now there's some speculations about this being a wolf helmet Easter egg. If you go on the Glitching Queen's channel, I think she's really the only other person to talk about this. And as we've seen on other maps, like, it would make sense for it to be a helmet, because we have the Panzer helmet in Der Eisendrache, and we have all the other helmets in Revelations. So it would make sense for it to be a helmet Easter egg. So, of course, for you guys, I did a bunch of testing for you. I got knife kills around the coin, sport kills, magmagat kills. I tried activating multiple things just to see if I could get an activation sound. I tried having the warden hit it to see if it would even like do a thing where it knocks the coin loose. And eventually nothing happened. The only thing that happened is I would go into rush mode, and I would go into any other mode that you can't do Easter egg in, and you wouldn't see the coin, which made me think that it was an Easter egg. And that's why I did all this testing. That's why I tested to see if it was an Easter egg. But then I came to a realization. I began thinking, if the reason why we can't do Easter eggs is because if you're doing rush or you're doing a really casual mode, that's not canon to the storyline. You can't do those because the storyline isn't going to be put in rush mode. The storyline's not going to be put in a super easy, you can get hit a bunch of times. The reason why it's in realistic hardcore is because the characters would only be able to get hit a couple times before they would actually die. It wouldn't be, oh, you have an extra hit, it's okay, or oh, you can pick up these points to get a bunch of money. It would be canon to the actual storyline, and I think that's why we're able to see this coin inside of the actual storyline game modes, such as rush and every mode except for the little casual thing. And eventually I started doing a bit more research, and I started thinking, who else do we associate with wolves in the game? Let me reiterate this. Wolves. Not necessarily dogs, but an actual wolf. And the only person that we really associate with wolves is the Wolf King. But that's not all of it. This coin is referencing somebody that we think is dead. This coin is basically a calling card for somebody that we think has been dead for a very long time. There are two other crews along with another person that we think are dead. And of course, some of you already know about this, but I am talking about the Shadows crew and the Transit crew. So let's talk a little bit more about the Shadows and Transit crew. We could very easily say that the Shadows of Evil crew is dead, but I've learned through so much time playing zombies that if you don't see it happening in the cutscenes or anywhere in the map, or don't even see a trailer or video about it, more than likely it didn't happen. And with the Transit crew, some of you don't know this, but if you're playing as Richtofen on Blood of the Dead and you're doing the Easter egg and you go to Stuhlinger's pod in the beginning, like as soon as you spawn and interact with it, you hear him talking to you throughout the entire Easter egg. And somebody was able to data mine this cut audio, and I'm so happy they were able to data mine it. Unfortunately I could not download it, but you can go look it up. It is out there, because a lot of people know about the Stuhlinger thing, but they really don't know why it's there or what it's connected to. And when Richtofen is bleeding out in the dark mechanism, we can hear Stuhlinger saying something. And it goes along the lines of, "No, please don't leave me. I'm going to be alone forever." which means that yes, Richtofen is dead. There is no arguing about this. Richtofen that we see, the Primus Richtofen, is dead, and now we have the post-Revelations Richtofen. So for every theory that's going out there saying that Richtofen is still alive, yes, the post-Revelations one is, yes, the Ultimus one is, but the one that we see bleed out is actually dead. But this, because he's dead, it doesn't mean that Stuhlinger is dead. Stuhlinger is not dead. And if he isn't, we can only assume that the rest of the crew isn't going to die. And I'm saying he's not dead because he said he's going to be alone forever. Usually, when someone's talking about dying, they're going to say, like, they're going to die alone or something, or they're going to be like, please don't let me die alone. But he specifically says, I'm going to be alone forever. And considering he's one of the only people connected to the ether and the rest of his crew isn't, he and his crew are trapped in the ether, but he's the only one that can actually talk to people because of the flesh. The flesh ate zombies, and that's how they were able to connect to the ether. Misty and the other guys aren't really going to be able to talk to anybody because they did not participate, and they weren't really in the same group that Stuhlinger was in until Transit came. That's what connected those characters. So I'm pretty sure these groups are trapped in the ether until they are needed. And because we do hear Richtofen saying that the Transit crew will be needed again, we don't hear any change of that when we finish that Easter egg. We don't hear the post-Revelations Richtofen saying that they won't need that crew anymore. So as soon as the dimensions, the Shadows of Evil and Blood of the Dead got destroyed, Monty or the Shadow Man could have easily grabbed those crews so they don't die along with the dimension. They could have easily just took them out super quick because, let's face it, they're the immortal beings of the universe. I mean, not for long, but for right now, they're the immortal beings of the universe, and they can basically do whatever they want and go in wherever they want, because the Shadow Man is not trapped in the Shadow Key anymore. Summoning Key, sorry. He is not trapped in the Summoning Key. He is actually allowed to be free because of Richtofen's blood. Richtofen's blood is what allowed him, I mean, we don't see it, but if you pay attention close enough, that's the reason he needed Richtofen's blood, because of the etherical energy would be able to teleport him out of the Summoning Key and into Agartha to face the Shadow Man. It probably hasn't happened yet. We're probably going to see, that's probably going to be one of the Easter eggs, is actually freeing him from the Summoning Key, because all we know right now is that he's manipulating these characters into doing what he wants, and that's going to be one of the things he wants, is to get out of that Summoning Key. And there is a third crew that I haven't really touched on yet, and it's the Ultimus crew. Yes, we've played as them so much, but to be honest, we've only seen the Primus ending, hence the Primus cycle. We don't really see what happens to Ultimus. And those of you who are going to dispute that, we have two main universes, the Primus universe and the Ultimus universe. The only difference between these universes being is the Great War was recorded in one of them. And that's that's the only difference between them. That's basically what made them either Nikolai become a drunk or Nikolai become the leader of the Primus crew. As you see in Blood of the Dead ending, that Nikolai is the leader of the Primus crew once that ends. It's no longer post-Revelations Richtofen, because post-Rev Richtofen does not look in the Chronorium. So if you guys don't want to think it's the Ultimus crew, we also have three characters that we know nothing about. We have three characters that there are so much inconsistencies with, and one of them I haven't talked about at all. I've kind of left her alone, but it is the Wolf King, Peter McCain, and Samantha. Yes, we know that her soul got switched with Richtofen in the MPD, but that just means her soul went to the ether. That just means she's another one of these souls trapped within the ether, which could mean Samantha, McCain, and the Wolf King form their own crew. And this goes so perfectly with my storyline theory, with at the end Samantha coming out and telling them that the Shadow Man is just manipulating them. And yes, I still strongly believe in my main storyline theory, and that's why I made this video, because it fits in so perfectly with it. And we have three crews that we know nothing about, and we have three stones that we have no idea where they are. Primus grabbed the fire one, so the rest of the crews could need to grab the other three, Or when we grab the other 3, we can use that device I talk about in my main storyline video to kill Shadow Man or Monty to release the trapped 3 or 2 crews depending on how they do it. And the Shadow Man or Monty can't just use Primus to kill each other. They're gonna need all of these crews to defeat the other one. They're gonna be the end goal, is to unlock these crews, and then my entire theory fits in. My entire theory makes sense now because we had no idea about these 3 crews until this video. Nobody had any idea that they would come. And now everything's starting to add up between all the crews, whether they were actually going to be dead or alive, Peter McCain and the Wolf King, and yes, even Samantha. All of these inconsistencies with the storyline are starting to get brought in together. And yes, I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't believe me because they want the storyline to go a different way. But this is the only thing that makes sense right now, is for these 3 different crews and these 3 different stones. Well guys, this has been my theory video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I loved writing the script for this. I loved researching all of this. This took months upon months of research. So if you guys really liked the video, please make sure to drop a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I try to do daily zombies content, but for right now, I'm trying to focus on quality over quantity. So if I don't upload for 1 or 2 days, it is because I'm in the works of a video for you guys and I want it to be perfect. And yeah, make sure you hit that post notification bell so you never miss an upload for me. And if you guys have any differences about this storyline, please tell me how you think it's going to end. I always love hearing your guys' suggestions and feedback in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.